Christian Buggs, chair of our board, but we have Mrs. Frida Player, who is joining us via email with her camera on, and so she will be leading this, and she is budget chair. Please feel free to take it away, Mrs. Peters, unless you would like for me to. Ms. Player. Player.
Hello, okay. Can you guys hear me good now?
We can.
Okay, hello,
I'm sorry,
everyone.
my apologies, Mrs. Player. Let me let the viewing public know that we also have Mr. Little joining us via email, and so you can, our screen is not exactly split well, but we will be sure to shift the screen when Mr. Little speaks so that we can see his face as well. So we have both of them there. Go ahead, Ms. Player.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present the fiscal year 22-23 budget. That's before us. Here, what we need to do as we're in the process of reviewing the budget and passing the budget for tomorrow's committee hearing with the Metro Council. Tomorrow there will be a budget council meeting with Chair Allen. And then the council will go on to vote for the substitute budget from the mayor's budget in beginning of early June. And after we receive the final allocation from the Metro Council, we will come back and review the budget and amend the budget from any additional allocation that comes from the Metro Council through the substitute budget and the amendment budget process. We've in previous meetings have shown the summary of changes. The summary of changes are also in this final budget book, along with the detailed budget and the line item budget that we pass every year. So this is going on in the continued tradition of passing in the full budget. And so now I will turn it over back to Chair Buggs if Mr. Henson or Dr. Battle would like to walk through some of the details that we've presented before. And so the board members have an idea of what's in the details of this budget.
Thank you very much. Dr. Battle?
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you, Ms. Player, Chair Buggs, board members. Following our last board meeting on May 13th, I provided all of the board members with the documents you requested related to the pay study analysis that was funded by the mayor's office and facilitated by the Nashville Public Education Foundation with the work of a consultant, USHCA, to better understand the market conditions and to help develop a plan for improving compensation for support employees. This study looked at comparable rates for employees in other districts, as well as things like attrition rates and time to hire new employees. What resulted was a targeted pay improvement plan for support employees that included a minimum 4% COLA for everyone and a step increase for all eligible employees, and that was across certificated and support staff members. We then had targeted investments in hard-to-staff essential support roles that include transportation, paraprofessionals, and nutrition services. Throughout the process, we heard from employees and their representatives about the need to boost pay in these areas, and their suggestions for how to do so were provided to our partners and considered throughout the budget process. I want to thank MPEF for volunteering to facilitate this process and working with the consultant, the mayor's office, and our team to ensure that the information needed to inform the mayor's budget proposal could be presented in time for the state of Metro. Now, the board has a budget proposal that reflects the mayor's commitment to fully fund the continuity of operations budget to maintain our current level of services, along with nearly $50 million in new investments toward employee compensation. And if you recall, we provided information around what that compensation package looks like. So I'm just going to recap it very quickly. Again, it's a minimum 4% COLA for all MNPS support and certificated staff, step increases for all eligible MNPS support and certificated staff, paid family leave for all eligible MNPS support and certificated staff. All paraprofessionals get between a $2.50 and $5.95 per hour increase by moving up 2 grades from grade 6 to grade 8. That is, of course, in addition to the 4% COLA and step. Nutrition services positions get $2 per hour increase. Again, that's in addition to the 4% COLA and step. All bus drivers get new scale based on starting pay of $22.25 per hour in addition to steps. All other transportation department positions get at least a $2 per hour increase in addition to the 4% COLA and step. As has been discussed previously, there is an issue that will need to be addressed in the Metro Budget Ordinance, and that is that our BEP allotment will be reduced by approximately $22.6 million based on late estimates that came from the Tennessee Department of Education and were contradictory to previously available information provided by the department. How this is reallocated or adjusted is not entirely in our control. We will, of course, advocate for the revenue to be replaced, either with new recurring funds or non-recurring fund balance revenue. Otherwise, the council would reduce our overall budget amount, and then we'll be required to cut or budget or find expenditures in our budget that could be replaced with one-time federal grant funds, which are restricted and would require commissioner approval. However, again, I appreciate the partnership that we do have with council and just their collaborative spirit to help continue conversations to make sure that we balance our budget and continue to prioritize the strategies that have been approved by the board. That is why I have proposed the balance of the budget after the continuity of operations and the proposed employee compensation improvements to go towards textbooks, because this is a potentially non-recurring expenditure that could be cut or replaced with federal funding if necessary, depending on the outcome of the council's budget decision. Again, I would like to just take a moment and thank the board for your thoughtful conversations and questions that you have sent back to myself and administration to help better understand and to dig into the analysis and where we are with our compensation package. But with that, Chair Buggs, I will turn it back over to you, and our team is here to answer questions. Now, first, I'm going to kick it over to Chris, and then back to you, Chair Buggs. We do have representatives here from Nashville Public Education Foundation. I believe Katie and Jennifer are here today, and the Mayor's Director of Policy, John Button, is here. Also welcome our Council Budget Chair, Berkeley Allen, is with us today. So thank you all for your continued partnership and thoughtfulness with regards to this proposal. So I'll turn it back over to Chris first to walk us through kind of summarizing where we are with the budget proposal, and then it will come back to you, Chair Buggs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. Everyone hopefully has a copy of the budget document. It's the same budget document you received last Tuesday. And it also is the same budget summary as you received and we discussed on May 10th. And so I just wanted to walk you through what you have in front of you, if you haven't already spent some time with it. As I mentioned, the first, and I'll just go back through this again since this is a reflection of the summary of changes to the current year operating budget on document number 1, which is the page past the cover sheet. As Dr. Battle indicated, we have included in the budget salary step increases for all of those that are eligible, both certificated and support employees, as well as a 4% cost of living adjustment for all certificated and support employees. We also have an increase in our certificated insurance as approved by the Insurance Trust. We have an increase in our support insurance that was approved by the Metro Employee Benefit Board. We have some slight reductions in pension rates that we've received. And then, as Dr. Battle indicated, some targeted investments in pay upgrades for certain support staff. That's at the bottom of the compensation section. You have the transportation pay scale upgrade at approximately $4.5 million, the paraprofessional pay scale upgrade at approximately $4.2 million, the nutrition services pay scale upgrade, which again would be, this funding would be transferred to the Nutrition Services Fund at a little over $3.7 million. And then, as was indicated, the paid family leave that was included in Mayor Cooper's budget ordinance. And so the top part of the page, which is all employee compensation, reflects about a $60 million increase of the total. In the middle part of the page, we have our charges that come to us for Metro government, for IT, radio transmission, building and contents insurance, as well as property tax refund through the MDHA transfer. We have our inflationary increases and other required expenditures. That number has remained the same throughout our discussions. We have our increase in our charter transfer, which is mainly based upon increases in our state and local revenue. So this is something we have every year. And then, as Dr. Battle indicated, the balance that does not go to the pay upgrades or the required additional expenses that we have of approximately $5.5 million being allocated to the textbook line, ending up with an increase in our budget of just under $91.2 million, reflecting a 9% increase over the current year budget, with a new budget of $1,109,002,500. Just to give you an idea of what's included behind that page, if you go to the next page, document number 2, we always include proposed position changes. This is something that I've mentioned previously. All of these are included in our inflationary increases and other required expenditures, as all of these positions were either previously funded through a grant or required to be partially funded through a grant. And so to be able to continue with these 6.5 positions, we've included them here in our operating budget. Again, some move from title funding, some move from other grants, or partially funded by a grant. Be happy to answer any questions that you have relating to those. The next page, document number 3, shows our 10-month support employee work calendars. You can see there's no change from the current year. It's based on number of student days. The number of paid time off days is 16 for vacation and holidays for our 10-month support employees. And then they are also paid additional days to come in and work when students aren't present for orientation, training, and administrative functions. And then you can see the total number of paid days per position over on the far right column for each year. Document number 3 shows our early learning centers. We break out this detail for you. It's account number 2328 in our operating budget. If you were to see the line 2328 total, you would see the 85.5 positions, as well as the just over $6.7 million budgeted for our early learning centers at Ross, Avenetta Davis, Casa Azafran, and Cambridge. The next document, you have the breakout or detail for our 2 alternative learning centers, Johnson and Bass. Again, this is account number 2600. You'll find these totals in the line item budget of 49 FTEs and approximately $4.2 million for the alternative learning centers. The next document shows all of our non-traditional schools, and what we're trying to do here is to show all of our schools that don't participate in our student-based budgeting weighted student funding formula, because it just doesn't make sense based upon the type of school they are. So these are direct allocations. You can see our non-traditional schools. The account number is 2650. Again, if you look in the detailed line item budget, you'll see the total positions at 91.7, and then a budget of over $9.2 million. You have middle college, our big picture school, transitions, the 3 academies, Old Cockrell, Hickory Hollow, and Opry Mills, as well as our virtual school. The next document shows our 3 special education centers. They are reflected in account 2810. Again, the total FTEs of 77.7, total budget of just over $7.1 million would be reflected in our line item budget for account 2810. Our 3 special education centers, Cora Howe, Harris Hillman, and Merle. Document number 8 shows all of our charter schools and what the projected student enrollment is for next year, what the projected per pupil rate would be. This is our projection of total state and local revenue per pupil at $14,887, which results in the far right column the projected allocation for each charter. We also include in the very far right column an asterisk if the charter is adding a grade next year. And so you can see the numbers there. You can see the increase in the allocation of the estimate of $18 million. We also include at the bottom the State Board of Education, Public Charter Commission, charter schools, as well as the 2 Achievement School District schools that are in Davidson County. As you remember, all of these schools are considered a part of a separate school district. They are not a part of MNPS, and so the state allocates their revenue prior to disbursement of BEP funding to us, where we get our net amount. And so the state will take their estimate of number of students and their estimate of state and local revenue per pupil and multiply that out to provide what's going to be reduced from our allocation as we look forward. And then beginning on the next page, document number 9, you have the detailed 25-page line item budget, which shows current year amended positions and amended budget, shows the changes in columns E and F, proposed position changes, as well as proposed budget changes, which result in columns G and H, which would be the positions and the budget that is for your approval. I will take you all the way to the end of page 25 of 25, where you can see the grand total shows that we are adding those 6.5 positions that we just talked about. The increase is the $91,195,000 number, resulting in our budget of just over $1.1 billion. You can see the two transfers, the one operating transfer to our charter schools fund, that increase of $18 million, and then the operating transfer to our nutrition services fund for the pay upgrade for our nutrition services employees. You can see those reflected there. And then the last 3 pages just sort of serve as a cheat sheet. If you have an idea of what the account name might be, this is sorted alphabetically, and maybe if you have that correct account name, you can find the account number, but it's just hopefully a way for you to be able to find certain account numbers if you're looking for them in that 25-page line item document. And with that, Dr. Battle, I will answer any questions or turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson. And with that, Chair Buggs and Budget Chair Player, we'll open it up turn over to you for board discussion.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have a motion
I
to?
move approval of the budget as presented.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mrs. Player, would you like to, I can switch it with you and make sure that you know who has questions?
Can you answer the questions for me, since I only could see Abigail, Emily, and Rachel Ann, and you. Anybody who's left, anybody who's you or Dr. Battle, I can't see Sharon or Jeannie.
No worries. I'll be watching. And Ms. Player and Mr. Little, please feel free to just raise your hand or even email or text me so I can make sure I acknowledge you. All right. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion before we vote? Mrs. Masters?
It's really just more of an assurance that I want that well, I also want to say thanks to all the council members who have been so conscientious about sort of listening to what we're facing with state funding and just wanting to hear and understand and work with us. So that's been very exciting for me, just to see that the council continues to be very much with us on wanting to fund our schools. The other thing is, I just want to be sure to just restate that when it all comes out in the wash and we're scheduling, John is. I
think, yeah,
it's
he's
just
listening.
Like part of his.
No, I think that's him trying to listen to hear better.
Okay. I was worried about you, John. There he is. He's okay. Okay, you're okay. Good. Just to say, I want to be sure that we come back together with SEIU and just sort of deepen that conversation as needed when it is time for us to do the final, distribution of the funds and come up with the sort of the final deal. So just, some sort of assurance about that from Budget Chair Player Peters and Dr. Battle. That is what I am seeking, along with John's full head in the.
Thank you, Mrs. Masters. And I think this is a great time for me to note, I just forwarded you all a letter that we got from Council Budget Chair, Lady Allen. Thank you so much for being here and for working with with our administration. And I've done a quick scan, and she has requested that we discuss a reduction of 10 to 12 million from our budget. So I don't believe it is her request that we discuss that before we move this out of this meeting. But as you have requested that we go back to our support staff union, council is asking that we partner with them and find where reductions of 10 to 12 million might be. So thank you for putting that on our radar at the last meeting, Mrs. Player, that was something that we needed to be mindful of, and here we are. All right, other questions? Mrs. Tyler.
Yes, I wanted to just make a few points as we move forward. I know that council needs to have these numbers in order for them to be able to do the actual budgeting. And so I'm well aware that we have to get this to you. And
Excuse me, Mrs. Tyler, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you mind if I restate for the public what our timeline looks like?
please, go for it.
So as we discussed at the last meeting, April 30th is a deadline for the mayor to submit a budget to the entire city. June 30th is the deadline for a council to either accept the mayor's proposed budget or to submit a substitute budget and pass it, which is why it is our goal to move a budget out of this committee, vote on it again during our full board meeting at 5 o'clock, and then send it on to the council for their discussion and consideration. Never mind. But we are still looking to pass this to them so that they can have a conversation. Yes.
Yeah, they can't start talking about it until we give them this.
Yes, my goal is to submit something.
Yes, exactly. And I'm well aware of that. I understand the pressure of our
Not a
timeline.
committee meeting, this is a board meeting.
Oh, yes, my apologies, yes, I misspoke,
All
this is
right,
not a
you are
committee
correct.
meeting.
This is
yes.
a special call. Yes, you are right.
With council tomorrow.
I'm just.
And we're with council tomorrow.
It's 3
That's-
o'clock. I'm
yes.
used to.
I get it.
So I want to also say that I am very appreciative of our council members who are here, who are engaging in these conversations with us. I appreciate to see your heart for the education of the students in this city. And I think you understand how important it is that we have the necessary resources to educate our students the best we possibly can. And resources include the people that we employ as well. So I do not have a problem looking at our budget to see where can we make some cuts. If we have to do that, we have to do that. We all understand that that's something that's had to happen in the past. I would like to put in a plug to say that I do not want that money to come from our support staff. We had promised them that they were going to get raises this year. We had promised them that we were going to be adjusting their scales. We had promised them that we were really going to pay attention to what their pay has been like. And it's important to note that the vast majority, like 40% of our parapros, not our parapros, 40% of all of our support employees are newish. They're like step 4 and below. So they're already going to be making on the lower end of our scale. And even on the lower end of our scale, with the COLA increase, with the step increase, there's some of them are still going to be making less than $30,000, which you cannot survive in Nashville on $30,000 a year. And so while we are looking for these cuts, because I do think we need to have a good faith effort to show that we are doing our best to meet the problem that's in front of us, I don't think that we should put our people up on the chopping block. I don't think that we should put, especially people that we have made promises to, up on the chopping block. I think that it's really important for us to recognize that our people are our strongest and best resource. And we need to make sure that we pay them what they're worth, that we let them live in the city where they work, that we show them we value them, not just with a thank you, but with the money that they need to survive. That's really, really important to me. I also think it's important to note that our insurance is going to go up a little bit next year, about 12%. And our lower paid employees actually pay a larger percentage of their salary for health insurance than a higher paid employee does, because it is a flat amount. So when you're looking at a smaller check, the same amount that comes out of a smaller check is going to be a bigger percentage than the same amount coming out of a check that's much larger. So next year, our parapros and our support staff all across the way, they are going to pay a little bit more for their health insurance. And so if we are not keeping up with just the cost of living, if we are not keeping up with just a step increase, if we are not giving them the means to survive in this city, they will actually be taking a little bit of a pay cut for not being able to have the money from the insurance that they'll have to do a little bit more for. So there's a lot more I could say, but that I think right now kind of sums it up.
All right, other questions or thoughts? All right, I would say that I think we all agree that we want to make sure that we support our support staff for sure. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a vote. Ms.
Sorry, can I add one more thing?
Go right ahead, Ms.
I
Tyler.
apologize. Thank you. I know that Ms. Masters said that she would like to see us come back to the table with SEIU, and I hope I wasn't just not paying attention. Did we get a response on that?
I believe every board member said that we're willing to speak with support staff.
May I ask Dr. Battle, are you committed to bringing them back to the table and talking to SEIU again once we have the firm numbers? Once we give these to council and they give us an actual dollar amount, are you guys going to come back to the table with SEIU to make sure that their thoughts, desires, needs are heard?
Just to be clear, we have standing meetings with SEIU and others, and we plan to maintain our
Great.
cycle of conversations. So just for clarity, we've continued those conversations on a biweekly basis and on a monthly basis, and we continue with that cycle of conversation.
Okay, that's good to know. I do want to also note real quick that one of our best success stories with our support system is our bus drivers are getting a huge increase, and it's because we're putting them on par with what the WeGo drivers in Metro are being paid. And I think it's really, really important to note that because WeGo is funded federally, they actually have collective bargaining that they are allowed to do. And the strong union that stepped up behind that group was able to secure a wage that the WeGo drivers have been using for however long the system's been in place for them. And so we were able to match that because they had already come to the table with their employees to say, how do we bargain back and forth to make sure that both of us are getting what we need and both of us are getting as close to what we want as possible? And I know that in Tennessee, we don't have the same collective bargaining that is available federally, but I want to make sure that we are still coming to the table in good faith, and I'm glad to hear that that is a plan. I would like for that to be more than just listening and nodding, but actually having the ability to say, tell me the numbers that you need. We'll tell you the numbers we can do, and we'll see, is there any way either one of us could have a bit of can we work together instead of just talk at each other? It's really, I think that the power of listening to one another is important, but if you're not willing to cede any ground, then it's just somebody talking at you. So I think both sides are willing to step forth and talk in an actual manner that does allow a little bit of ground to be ceded on both sides in a way that makes a middle option more plausible in the long run. So, yes, well, I'm glad to hear that commitment to come back to the table with SEIU. Thank you.
All right. Dr. Gentry, would you mind restating your motion?
Move approval of the budget as presented.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand. Looks to pass unanimously.
Now, where's your hand?
We have to do a
There
call.
you go.
Oh, that's
Look where
right.
your ear was.
Hold on, we have to.
We got you, Mr. Little. Oh, we have to do a roll call?
Because we have
It's
online
unanimous.
participation, we'll need to do a roll call.
All right, we'll start with
don't mind doing
Mrs.
it.
Tyler.
Aye.
Dr. Gentry?
Aye.
Dr. Gentry votes aye. Ms. Elrod?
Aye.
Ms. Elrod votes aye. Ms. Masters?
Aye.
Ms. Masters votes aye. Mr. Little?
Aye.
Mr. Little votes aye. Ms. Bush?
Aye.
Ms. Bush votes aye. Ms. Player Peters?
Aye.
Ms. Player Peters votes aye. Ms. Pooper Walker?
Aye.
Ms. Pooper Walker votes aye. Ms. Tyler?
Aye.
Ms. Tyler votes aye. Chair Bugs?
Aye.
Chair Bugs votes aye. Madam Chair, 9 in the affirmative.
All right, this passes on. We will see you all again at 4 o'clock for our advocacy town hall with our Parent Advisory Council. See you at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Rita and John.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.